Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Karina, and today we're going to have some Illumicrate prompt cards help me choose my February TBR. Happy February! I can't believe we're here for yet another TBR video. I'm so excited to be curating the next one with you guys, and February is exciting because you might already know that my book club, the SWOONY Readers, puts on the RomCom Swoonathon. It's going to be our third year of this month-long readathon, and I'm so excited. I'm going to go ahead and pop the itinerary on the screen so that you can see what events we have planned and scheduled in the upcoming month. I'm just really looking forward to all the hangs and just basking in, you know, some romance, because it is the month of love, and what better way to spend it than with the community. So very much looking forward to that. So our first order of business is, of course, talking over my mandatory reads or the book clubs that I'm going to be participating in for the upcoming month. The first one I'm going to talk about is for the SWOONY Readers, and you know, I do host that with my bestie KAYLANI. And in the month of February, we're all going to be reading Hear My Heart by Monet. So in this story, we're following Akira, who is a deaf woman, and after growing up and feeling ignored her whole life, she's kind of learned to embrace the silence. That is until she meets Rome. When she meets Rome, who is the love of her life, and after years of being together, they decide to tie the knot until tragedy strikes. Then the mysterious Creed enters the picture and kind of throws her whole world upside down. No matter how forbidden these feelings that are developing are, she can't seem to ignore them. Everything she thought she knew leaves her feeling tested and conflicted about staying true and committed to Rome, or possibly starting something new with this forbidden man. It sounds good. It sounds very intriguing. Not only is this cover stunning, but I'm really hoping the story inside is just as beautiful. One thing I'm looking forward to is seeing how the author incorporates ASL into her story. I know the physical copy does say that any italicized text in the story are these characters speaking in ASL, and ASL is honestly something that I've wanted to learn for so long, and I still haven't. So maybe this could give me the push to finally learn this language that I've been so interested in learning. You might have already seen, but we are going to be talking about this one on February 24th here on my channel at 7 p.m. EST, so I hope to see you guys there. Next up on my list is for the SWOONY SCONE Society, which you know is a combination of Tea and Biscuits with Tara and B, and the SWOONY Readers book clubs. We joined forces to read from some authors' backlists. For this next little round, we are going to be tackling Chloe Lisa's Wilmot Sisters series. And of course, that does start off with Two Wrongs Make a Right. I've read this one twice already, and I'm pretty hopeful that it's going to hold up for a third read. I did annotate this one a little bit, so maybe I'll be able to add even more annotations on this next read. So even though I've read this twice, we all know my memory's not the best, so I'm just going to read the blurb, okay? But this is about opposites becoming allies to fool their matchmaking friends in this swoony reimagining of Shakespeare's beloved comedy, Much Ado About Nothing. I just really remember loving this one, so I can't wait to read it again and be able to discuss it. I'm gonna go ahead and pop up the graphic with the schedule for this next little round, but we are gonna be on Tara's channel to discuss this on February the 8th at 4 p.m. EST, so I hope you decide to read this one and chat along with us. So the next book club that I'm hoping that I can participate in for the month of February is for the BAA Book Club, which you already know is hosted by my friends Clint and Hope. In the month of February, they are going to be reading Where There's Smoke by Erica Alexander. All I know about this one is that it follows a female firefighter named Phoenix who returns to her hometown and falls back in love with the baker named Angel. This promises to be a sweet sapphic romance with a second chance trope, and that is one of my faves. So I'm going to do my very best to pick this up alongside the BAA Book Club. You'll find the hosts and the information for the book club down below, so make sure to check them out. One last thing before we can get to pulling our prompts is to kind of go over how I was able to do in the month of January. Starting off the month, I did spin the challenge wheel, which then led to a random number generator adding a book to my TBR, and the book chosen was A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. I then chose these 5 prompts and these 5 books to go with the prompts to make up my full January TBR. Okay, so as of the time I'm filming, I have successfully completed 4 of the 5 prompts. I'm currently in the middle of the challenge book, and I am confident that I will be fulfilling the last prompt. After a few switcheroos, I was able to complete all the prompts and read my challenge book. Yay! So thankfully, I will not have a challengeable spin this month. I'm gonna take this win. I'm gonna run to my bingo board because that's where all my energy is gonna be spent. Now that we have all that out of the way, it's time to pick our prompts. And you already know what I'm gonna say. To fulfill the prompts, I'm gonna need my handy dandy TBR card. She came in so crooked. Oh my goodness. In case this could be your first time watching my TBR video, I fill up my TBR cart with, you know, books at the top of my TBR, whether it's for readathons or for some reading plans, just some things that I want to get to within, you know, this next month, if at all possible. And here we are. Here she is. She's full, and she's full. So since February is dedicated to RomCom Swoonathon, instead of our typical prompt cards, we did a little makeover. I have done this in the past. And what I did was I just put the bingo board prompts on these little sticky notes. That way I'm kind of catering my reading for the bingo board itself. Obviously, I'm going to do what I can to fulfill my prompts on the board. So that's kind of how we're going to be creating this TBR. I am still going to pick the 5 prompts as usual. We're going to see which prompts are absolutely mandatory for me to fulfill on this bingo board. Before we get our prompts pulled, we're gonna set some manifestations. Do we need to? Maybe not, but we're gonna do it anyway. I guess for February, I really only have 2 manifestations. The first being one of my 2026 goals, and that is to just read a variety of different genres throughout the month. So that's gonna be our first one. The second one is to get a bingo, okay? Are we gonna get a bingo with the TBR that we curate? Right now, I'm not sure. But the good thing is the 3 books I previously talked about have a spot on the board. So we're gonna factor that in and see how it's looking at the end of the video, okay? Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Because I am. Now, I will also say that I did leave a few of the regular prompt cards in there because I know for a fact that books I have already pre-selected for the board could fulfill them. Is that the smartest thing? Probably not. But we're risking it for the biscuit. So let's see what the first prompt is gonna be. I gotta shuffle carefully so I don't mess up the sticky note. Okay. Oh, I feel the sticky, so let's see. Okay, what are you? Okay, I know it wasn't focusing, but our first prompt for the TBR is a sports romance. And of course, that is the one book that I forgot to grab for the card. So I'll be right back. Now, because I already have some like a hopefuls list for my bingo board itself, if there are more than one option that I have on the cart, I will kind of go over them just to, you know, build up the suspense so you don't know exactly what I'm choosing before I make that decision. I did get the one that I have pre-selected for the board, but we do have some other options. This one, Off to the Races by Elsie Silver, I know could be an option. Another one is Deep End by Miss Allie Hazelwood, okay? So these could be options, but you already know I have my pick. The book that I am gonna put on the official TBR is Home Run Proposal by Maren Moore. This is a book that I'm actually gonna be doing a vlog for, but you might not see that until next month. I actually won this in a giveaway from Instagram. I got a signed copy, which is so cool. And then it came with a little art print of the cover and then like a little postcard type of thing. And on the back, it just was so cute. Like a little, it came with like swag, which is so fun. Like, excuse me? So this is the start of a trilogy of sports romances, which is all, I believe they are all baseball focused, which is so fun. It says, the proposal was simple. Score a home run and take my virginity, except my proposal went to the wrong brother. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. Again, sports romance checked off. So here is what the board is looking like with our first prompt and the 2 that I know with certainty I will be reading next month. So let's see what prompt number 2 is going to be. Are we going to get one step closer to a bingo? We'll see. Okay. Our prompt is, let's see. Okay, involves a competition. This is fun. This is fun. This is great. This is perfect. And the options I have, okay? I have 2 options that were on the cart that were staring at me in the face. The first one being A Gathering of Shadows by B. Schwab and Blood and Steel by Helen Shearer. They're both quite thickies. They're a little chunkier than one would want in a month-long readathon, but it's fine. So between the two, I am gonna have to go for Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. This one does in fact have a competition element, which is just so fun. And I need to keep up with this read along because number one, it is one of my favorite series, and number two, I'm gearing up to finally read their newest book in this world. But this is the sequel to A Darker Shade of Magic, and I just love this book. I love this world. I love the series. So obviously I needed to put this on the TBR, so this worked out perfectly. After prompt number two, this is what our bingo board's looking like. We have some potential, okay? We have two different ways that a bingo could be had, but we're still in the beginning stages. So let's see if the third prompt is gonna get us one step closer to a bingo. Fingers are crossed. Oh, okay, that seemed good. Fingers crossed. We have, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to, are you gonna focus? She doesn't want to focus, I'm so sorry. It is a bookish book. Okay, that's great, because I know I have my one option. Do I have another? So we have some options. We have some options for this prompt. The first one, I didn't realize this was a bookish book, but when I was like researching what could possibly be a bookish book, this popped up. And the book is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Option two, and the one that I'm going to use because I do have that on the board, is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. So I'm just going to read kind of the brief summary. It says, Writers and Lovers follows Casey in the last days of a long youth, a time when every element of her life comes to a crisis. Written with King's trademark humor, heart, and intelligence, Writers and Lovers is a transfixing novel that explores the artistic passion, ambition, and the terrifying and exhilarating leap between the end of one phase of life and the beginning of another. I know that the FMC is an author kind of working on a novel that she's been trying to write for the like 6 years. And that's kind of the main reason I put this in the bookish book spot. I've heard really good things about Lily King as an author, and Heart the Lover, the most recent release from Lily King, has gotten some really amazing buzz. And I believe that one is like a prequel sequel to this one. So I'm hoping I enjoy this one so I can get to Heart the Lover even quicker. I've been wanting to reach for more literary fiction, so I'm very happy to have this one on the board. All right, so 3 prompts, but 5 books on the board. We're getting closer. We are getting one step closer to a bingo. So let's see what prompt number 4 is. Oh my. Had a little bit of a traffic jam while I was shuffling, so let's try again. Prompt number 4. Please be kind to us. Oh, okay, we have a bingo prompt. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, pink on the cover. Okay, perfect. I did actually have 2 books on the cart with pink. It's crazy because I really don't have that much on the cart itself to begin with that have pink on the cover. So my first option is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Pink in the title. That's literally it, and that's all I need. The next one also has barely any pink on it, and that is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. Again, the only pink is that little bit of detail. Hilarious. Funny enough, the book that I am going to pick for this prompt, and the one that I already have slotted on the board for the prompt, is How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates by Shaylee Thompson. This is the February selection for the Literally Dead Book Club that's hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala. It's funny because it's set during a speed dating event, but our main character Jamie and other daters must fight for survival when a masked killer starts murdering participants, all while she navigates an unexpected love triangle. This one just sounds so fun and crazy and quirky, but also kind of vicious. I'm excited to see what it's about, and I'm looking forward to being able to discuss it with everyone else that picks it up. Now looking at the bingo board, 4 prompts chosen so far. I feel like there's a good chance that it's setting us up to get a bingo throughout the month, and because I'm such a mood reader, that's gonna work to my benefit. So that's perfect. Okay. We have a really good variety with what was chosen for the TBR thus far. So let's see what prompt number 5 is going to be. Okay, should we stop there? I don't know. All right, it says a book with found family. Prompt number 5 gave us a book with found family, and how amazing, because I already have a found family card. So I didn't have to write it on a little sticky note. All right, so I do have 3 options. 3 that are potentials for prompts on the board. So I kind of wanted to talk through them so you can see what I'm working with and what I might also pick up throughout the month. First one being The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. I wasn't able to read this during the month of January, but you bet your bottom dollar I'm still going to try and get to it. You can't tell me there's no found family in this, okay? How are you going to go on this epic quest and not have a found family along the way, along the journey with you? What a great option. What a great option. Option number 2 I have for this prompt is Immortal Dark by Tigis Germa. I have not read this yet, and I need to get to it, so another good option for the prompt. The third option I have, and the one that I am going to use for this prompt because I already have it planned, is Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. I'm going to be buddy reading this with my bestie Clint, and I'm very much, you know, looking forward to having an Elsie Silver on the board. I have only read the entirety of the Chestnut Springs series, so I'm really hoping her backlist series still has her little southern charm, the small town vibes, and the found family aspects that I have come to love from her. I know this is a workplace, kind of a taboo sort of relationship. It says he's never had a problem keeping things professional with his employees until she waltzed onto his property. Yeah, because I think the main male character hires her as a coach to do with her horses. I'm not sure exactly how, but she does have a name that would hint at her being a male. So the fact that she is a female kind of throws things into chaos a little bit on the romantic front, you know what I mean? I'm excited to pick this one up with my bestie, and hopefully we both love it as much as the Chestnut Springs. With RomCom Swoonathon coming up, I'm feeling just a little bit spicy, maybe a little feisty, so we're gonna choose another prompt. Am I gonna regret this? Possibly. Let's see what prompt number 6 is gonna be. Okay, let's stop there. Ooh, okay, it's a prompt. Let's see, what are you gonna be? So prompt number 6 is a book with celebrity or royals. There might be a few options on the board, but let me just tell you about the one that I am using for this prompt. I'm so excited because this is the author of my favorite book from 2025, and I just have such a good feeling. Like, she's gonna blow me away with this one as well. So for prompt number 6, a book with celebrity or royals, I am gonna choose No Ordinary Love by Maya Ariel. It says, a PR partnership between a pop superstar and a pro athlete bad boy turns into so much more in this swoony romance from the acclaimed author of When I Think of You, which, yes, is the book that I could not forget last year. The fact that this could also fit for the fake dating prompt is even better than I could have imagined. There's a high probability that I'll need to double up on some things, so this makes even more sense, and I can't wait to read it. Let's see how the board's looking. Okay, we're one step closer to a bingo. Here's what she's looking like right now. Okay, we got some 3s. Some 3s lined up. Okay. I'm just having a little too much fun. So we're gonna go, okay, this is the last prompt, I swear. You know, love is in the air. So I think we need to go for one more prompt. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and you can't stop me. We're manifesting positivity, right? So, yeah. Well, let's see what prompt number 7 is. Oh, okay, we have disability rep. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. So I do have 2 options for the disability rep prompt. I was kind of going back and forth on which one I wanted to use for it, but I'm hopeful both will get read in February. First one I have is The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Kist, and the other one I'm going to be slotting in for the book with disability rep is Can't Get Enough by Miss Kennedy Ryan. So in this story we're following Miss Hendricks. I have been awaiting her story for so long, so I can't believe I haven't read this, but we're following Hendricks, who is a successful executive in the entertainment industry, as she meets a kind of a forbidden love interest named Maverick, and he pursues her despite her aspirations in her career. I'm excited to see what kind of unfolds between them. I have a lot of faith in Miss Kennedy Ryan and her ability to tell a story, so I'm excited and a little nervous because I know this one is going to put me through an emotional roller coaster, but I am very much excited to pick it up nonetheless. Those are all the prompts. That's all the prompts I'm going to be pulling. So let's give a quick little recap of which prompts were picked and which books were selected for each of those prompts. Prompt number 1, I got a sports romance, and for this one, I'm picking up Home Run Proposal by Maren Moore. Prompt number 2 gave me a book that involves a competition, and for this one, I'll be picking up A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. For prompt number 3, I got a bookish book, and for this one, I'll pick up Writers and Lovers by Lily King. My next prompt was a book with pink on the cover, and for this one, I'll be picking up How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates by Shaylee Thompson. What should have been the 5th and final prompt, I got a book with found family, and for this one, I'll be picking up Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. The next prompt, because I couldn't stop, I was having too much fun, was a book with celebrity royals, and for this one, I'll be picking up No Ordinary Love. Last but not least, the final prompt I picked was a book with disability rep. This one, I'll be reading Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. It is the final kind of look at the bingo board and where each book will fit on the board and how close I am. We didn't quite hit one, but if I'm honest with myself, I more than likely am gonna have to double up in some places. So I'm confident that I can get a bingo or two, and you know, we're just having fun, having a good time, and celebrating RomCom Swoonathons. Thankfully for the buzzwords for February, I do have books on my TBR to fit those. The first one being keyboard keys in the title, and for that one I'm gonna have Writers and Lovers. Thankfully it has an ampersand and is found on a keyboard, so that's perfect. For the cover prompt, it is a book with a silhouette on the cover, and I do have Off to the Races by Elsie Silver, which does have a cute little silhouette on it. So that works out perfectly. I think that's everything. You know, we picked a few extra prompts. I got carried away, and I might be paying for that with a challenge wheel spin next month, but we're gonna stay hopeful. We're gonna stay hopeful, okay? My eyes are on the prize, and that is to finish this TBR. I'd love to hear what you're most looking forward to reading in the month of February. Are you going to be participating in any readathons? Please let me know. Let me know if you're also reading any of the books I talked about, or if you've read them. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today as I picked out this very chaotic, kind of delusional TBR. If you're still here and you want to let me know, feel free to leave a cowboy emoji for Off to the Races. I hope you have a lovely day, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Until next time.